Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Polyhedral Paradise. Up late with the Dungeon Master. I am Mr. Blurry Face once again, because my camera is blurry, of course. Why wouldn't it be? See if I can adjust that on the fly. My oh, why oh, did I ever leave Ohio? How is everybody doing this evening? Let me say hi to everybody in chat. Captain Pennsylvania. Good to see you. Lisa. Nice to see you made it this week. Fantastic to have you around. Gray, as always, pleasure. The pleasure is all mine. So tonight I am a tad bit scatterbrained. I hope you guys don't mind. Leading right up to the show, I was working on a few things that I plan on showing you guys. So tonight is going to be a little low-key. We're just going to hang out. I'm going to show you a few things, read a little bit of story time. We're going to pick up where we left off last week with the Castle of No Return. And then we're going to work on our world, if that is okay with everybody. How does that sound? Does that sound good to everybody? Let's take a break from the normal music. Let's try a little something from the same artist. Let's see. How about a little jazziness on our Wednesday night, huh? Anyway. So, not exactly fitting the mood, but we're going to go ahead and play it anyway. Welcome to WDM. I was trying to make like a radio station. Trinity, 2nd Street Marvel. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. You probably picked the wrong night because I am scatterbrained, but we're going to do this anyway. So, I'll tell you what. This doesn't work for me. It just does not work. Let's go back. There we go. We'll go back to the classics. Anyway, so last week we talked about the Ravenloft module. Does anybody remember which one we talked about last week? I kind of forgot to. But it was the first in the series of the Grand Conjunction. And the Grand Conjunction was an event where the lands of Ravenloft ended up melding with the material plane. And it was a 6-module setup, 6-module arc, culminating with Strahd and Aslan the Lich busting out of Ravenloft and entering the Prime Material plane. Well, tonight we're going to take a look at the 2nd module in the series. Cap says, couldn't remember for 3 billion. I was educated. Cap, you're always educated. That's why I like you. You went to all the best colleges. All right, so tonight we're going to take a look at the module called Ship of Horrors. I'm surprised my green screen is not keying the hell out of this. So Ship of Horrors was a module labeled RA2. Trinity says, I want to go to the Renaissance Fair with the master. Man, I can throw down at the Renaissance Fair. I love the Ren Fair. But I only like the Ren Fair once the weather starts to turn cold. I can't do it when it's hot. Like, if it was going on right now, I would not go. I have to go in October. So, show enough. Captain Pennsylvania says, show enough. Who's the meanest? Who's the baddest? Who's the dirtiest low round downtown? Sure enough, the Shogun of Harlem. Sorry, he threw me off talking about sure enough. All right, on the back of the Ship of Horrors, this module right here, RA2, it says, horrible hauntings, cruel curses, dark secrets. This is no pleasure cruise. The Mr. Ravenlofts know no boundaries and observe no rules. One way or the other, they will always get what they want. This time, with some help from a cursed captain and his ship, player characters boarding an innocent-looking ship will soon find themselves aboard a haunted vessel, destined for an island inhabited by a new form of undead creatures. But that's not the end of the horror. An evil necromancer lies at the root of the evil on this island. The battle isn't over until he has been defeated. Ship of Horrors is an adventure set in Ravenloft with 2 beginnings, one for PCs already in Ravenloft and one for DMs looking for a way to push their PCs into Ravenloft from other worlds. The The adventure includes 3 new monsters, new spells, and several handouts ready for distribution to players. Ship of Horror is an adventure for 4 to 6 players, levels 8 through 10, looking for grisly chills and thrills. Published by Anne Brown and TSR with a list price of $9.95 US. It was published in 1991. Still, my copy is in mint condition. Because again, you all remember, as much as I loved Ravenloft, I never got a chance to run half these modules because all my players were chicken. Scared of Ravenloft they was. Anybody out there who is in any of my campaigns, raise your hand if you think you're scared of Ravenloft. Can't see the hands. So inside the cover of this module, let's see what we got. So we've got the cover here. On the inside of the fold out, oh god, it's going to key it. We've got the ship, the Endurance. So this is the screen that would sit in front of the DM, obviously. Oh, I think I found a way to fix my camera. It might help. So let's see. Oh, let me check the chat here. Trinity says, this great Ren Fair is the best place to nerd out. It really is. Axe throwing, big turkey legs, drinking contest, more axe throwing, beer wenches, more axe throwing. It's fantastic. Besides Comic-Con. Gray says besides Comic-Con. I don't know, Gray. I kind of think the Ren Fair's got Comic-Con beat. I just as far as ambiance, you know. I just love Renaissance Festival. Like Cap says, I've been calling for it since week 1. Give me the loft. Grace says, I'm chicken. Lisa says, I'm down. Who knows? You guys might end up there. I know Zach is cruising for it. So, anyway, so we took a look at the Endurance. Okay, so that's on the front cover. That's the front fold out. On the inside, let's take a look at some of the player handouts. So, I don't know if you can see that. It says, handsome payment for easy work. If ye are willing seagoers with strong stomachs seeking brief adventure, report to the good ship Endurance. Bethered at the local docks. A wreck-wire intrepid souls. It says wreck-wire. I guess it's supposed to be require. A wreck-wire intrepid souls to fill out a crew for hired delivery voyage. Ye may return to this port, or ye may remain at the destination. Appear before sundown, and we sail at dawn. No landlubbers need apply. So yeah, so that's the one handout. So that's your hook, pretty much. Easy payment. Okay, and B, Exhibit B, the other handout's Exhibit B. So I'm not going to take the time going through here. And then you have some more maps. I don't know if you can see that. So there's some more maps, yeah. So that's the handout portion. And then look, this is one of the things I always loved. Their modules always came with these gigantic fold-out maps. Totally impractical. Oh, and look, they're totally blank. I can see right through them. Okay, well, that's not going to work for obviously our purposes. I'm not going to be able to show that. So, but that's Graben Island, the village of Graben, and the Graben family estate. So, those are the 3 localities on this map. Let's set that down on the side here. All right, so let's see. Gray says, I cannot watch The Walking Dead or any horror, so I figured I was way too pansy for Ravenloft. You can't watch anything horror? Are you related to Josh? Josh has a problem with horror. I don't know if anybody noticed. So on the back of that handout, we've got 3 new spells that were available with this module. It's Frost Shroud, which is an alteration spell. Vision Stone, which is a divination spell, and Transmute Snow to Stone. So, anybody curious what any of those do? Frost Shroud is a first level wizard spell. The range is touch. Components are verbal, somatic, and material. Duration special. So I'm not sure exactly what the duration is. So casting time, 1 round. Area of effect, 10 foot square per level. Saving throw, none. So yeah, I got no saves against Frost Shroud. The spell enables a wizard to cover a surface of the designed size with a thick coating of frost. Any type of surface may be affected, but the spell is used to best advantage if the frost blends with the surrounding of ice and snow, thus obscuring the covered surface. The surface to be affected must be cold enough to enable water to freeze. The spell remains in effect until temperatures warm sufficiently to melt the surrounding snow and ice. Blah, 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 blah. So, and transmute snow to stone. We can figure out what that is. I don't think anybody's got a question about that. Vision Stone. The spell enables the caster to enclose a telepathic. I almost said telepathic. The spell enables the caster to enclose a telepathic message in a gem or other object. The caster is able to set the conditions under which the message will be revealed. These conditions may be as generic or specific as the caster desires. Following the criteria for the Magic Mouth spell, when a design creature holds the object in his hand, the object glows, pulses, and a message is delivered mentally to the creature. So basically, you could take it's like a message in a bottle spell. So yeah. That was pretty interesting. These spells are probably outdated, considering this is AD&D stuff. So I'm just gonna read an excerpt here through part of the book. Is on page 25. Ocean Voyage. It's Unwelcome Guest. Oh, Adam from Vanjextra is here. I didn't get the notification. Stupid YouTube. Stupid. Bad YouTube. That's okay. I didn't get the notification either. I was surprised I was supposed to be here. I'm not even supposed to be here today. Alright, so this part is from Ocean Voyage, section titled Unwelcome Guest. The first part that I'm going to read is the Dungeon Master's part, and that would be me. And then I'm going to read the part that I would read to the players. So around mid-afternoon, the Endurance is visited by another ship. Because of the fog, the ship is not spotted until it is only 40 yards from the Endurance. Any PCs on deck should be allowed a wisdom check to notice the approaching ship. Regardless of whether the PCs notice it or not, the lookout in the crow's nest sees the ship and calls out as soon as it's 40 yards from the Endurance. So here's where I would read. So I just pause the music here. Through the dense mist, a dark shape materializes and looms near. You recognize it as another sailing vessel, but the ship is obviously led a long and deadly life. The hull displays huge gaping holes, yet water passes through the gaps without filling the breached hold. The rigging and the sails hang limp, tangled shreds, yet the ship moves forward quickly despite the lack of wind. The decks and hull show signs of rot, and you can guess that the wood is worm-eaten as well. If the ship was ever painted, there's no signs of it now. The color long ago peeled and flaked away. The masts creak and sway, looking fragile and rotted. The vessel's crew began to appear on the deck. First 10, then 16, then 24 sailors loomed to this Sarsgo sea in their unlife. All are dressed in the rags that are barely recognizable as the dress of choice by pirates. They resemble humans, but their flesh is decaying right off of their bodies. Where fingernails once were, long claws jut grimly from digits. Sharp fangs fill their rotting mouths. Moist casks clutch rusty sabers, cutlasses, scimitars, or long swords. As the ship nears, you can make out the name burned into the bow: the Eternal Torture. Ooh, scary. So that's the lead into your first encounter with the ship the internal torture. The internal torture has no treasure. The PCs boarding the ship to search it are all subject to falling through the decks. All the materials on the ship suffer from rot, mildew, mold, and decay. There's nothing of value on the ship. They're all a form of undead called ghasts. So if all the ghasts are killed, the internal torture floats silently away into the mist. Despite any damage the ship may suffer, it does not sink. If the PC should attempt to set it on fire, they find the task impossible, since the wood is so waterlogged and rotted. So it kind of goes on from there and gets crazier and crazier. That's the lead into RA2, Ship of Horrors, the second module in the Grand Conjunction series. So let me get back to chat here. So what do you think? Does that sound like an interesting bit of module for you? Let's see. Here we go. Adam knew you were nervous. Captain Pennsylvania, we got a Clerk reference tonight. You betcha. We definitely got a Clerk's reference. Do you have to play a bad guy in Ravenloft? No, absolutely not. You should not play a bad guy, because part of the fun is staying good in a land of pure evil. So, Lisa, no, not at all. Cap, got to get back to work. I'll be listening. Cap, all right, don't get fired. You need your job. Save up for the weekend next year, like our Polyhedral Paradise by the Sea weekend that we're planning. Sponsored by Buzzballs. Yeah. Gray. Okay, I can do it, I think. You'll never know. Look, Gray, I promise you'll never know if we ever slip into Ravenloft. Lisa, no loot on the ship? Denied. Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of terrible. There's no loot on the ship. All right, guys, I'll leave it up to you. So I finished a couple projects this week. Do you guys want to continue with our Castle of No Return Choose Your Own Adventure story? Do you want me to give you my honest opinion on the Mystic Odyssey of Theros book? Or do you want me to show you what I done created and get right into that? What do you guys say? I'll leave it up to you. Like I said, I barely prepped for tonight because I was working almost right up to the time I had to get on the stream. So I would like to have had this whole huge thing planned out for you, but tonight we fly by the seat of our pants. And I am wearing pants, I promise. Lisa says, show us the thing. Show us the thing, man. Give us the thing. Okay, fine. We're going to do the thing. See, I like the answer to the first person who says something. So. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. Okay. It's too bad Russell's not here. Okay, so as you guys know, we've been working, or I've been working on these dice trays. And now, for the first time, live on the air, I present to you the official Polyhedral Paradise upside down, right side up dice tray. Made out of sturdy Ipe. It is an African wood, which is so dense it is naturally waterproof and is one of the few woods that actually is close to sinking. Trinity says, show us the thing, after saying he swears he's wearing pants. I know, my words are choice. So this right here is the box that we're going to be giving away as a 100 subscriber thank you. It is not a bribe. It is not a whatever. It's not a PS4, that's for damn sure. But it's just something I want to give away to you guys for supporting the channel. The young channel, don't know what I'm doing. You know, my thumbnails suck. My intro's too long and my content isn't very good. But I appreciate everybody who's stuck around so far. But that's not all. Those will also be available for sale, and that is only the base model. I want to show you guys the super deluxe model. Take a look at this behemoth. This is the Super Deluper Dice Box Holder Extravaganza. Said that wrong. This right here, doors open up to reveal a dice tray, Dungeons and Dragons, but this one is taken by none other than Mr. Ghostface himself. So we got the doors that open up. The doors have D20s as knobs. And right here, as you can see, down the bottom, this drawer opens and you can fit your player's handbook inside of the dice box, along with an additional notebook. So that is the super deluxe model. And you see that even on the bottom, it's got a D20 that opens up, notebook or player's handbook or dungeon master's guide, whatever you want to, right in there. This is Mr. Face's. Unfortunately, Mr. Face isn't here to see this live on camera, but I'm pretty sure he would be jazzed about it. I have not showed it to him yet. Mr. Face. So the latch goes on there to hold it shut. It's got a handle on the side for carrying it. It's a bit bulky, but I like it. I like it a lot. It's a really neat, I just think it's a really neat collector's piece. So, I mean, they're a little bit more expensive than just the dice trays, but you know, you can carry your stuff in there too. So those are the things I made. What do you guys think? You think they're neat? Let's see. Trinity says better than a PS4. All right. I mean, I guess. I like the PS4. I like that stuff too. You know, great. I like the intro. Trinity says, I guess in response to my, nah, you're new still. You'll improve. Do not watch my first videos. Nah, I don't. I don't watch my first videos. They're terrible. Lisa says, how much bludgeoning damage does it do? It does 2d8 bludgeoning and the psychic damage, 1d4 psychic. Because it's just scary coming in. It comes in hot and heavy. Grace says, I love it. Yeah, no, it's pretty neat. Yeah, so those are the two things I had to show you. So everybody's... I'm making the dice boxes for you guys, or the rolling trays. I made that one for Neat because, he basically he's been giving me a whole bunch of his time for free. So, but if anybody wants one of the bigger ones, one of the heavy ones, let me know. I can do some more. This one's I feel bad that his was the first one out of the gate, because I feel like the next ones are gonna get a lot better. But yeah, it was a learning experience and they're a lot of fun. But if anybody wants them, they will not only be available to give away, they're available for sale as well. At least they will be. So the dice tray we're giving away once we hit 100 subs, and that's available to everybody. And the other one's for Neat. And then I'll have everybody else theirs as soon as I order more red vinyl, because that's coming up. I ran out of red vinyl. So tell you what, let's do something a little fun. We're gonna go back. You guys pick. We're gonna do a quick choose your own adventure story, and then we're gonna do a little building out of our land, and then we're going to call it a night because it's closing in on 11. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to read Hyperspace, Inside UFO 5440, or continue again with the Castle of No Return? Let me know in chat. What do you guys want to do? I want to put on some more music. Oh, I'm so French. How's everybody's week going so far? How was everybody's holiday? Did you guys have a good weekend? Oh, look, the buzzball disappears. Try freshness. So I'll tell you what, let's do Castle of No Return. Hyperspace. At least, okay. I just saw that. All right. We'll do hyperspace. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I always considered Choose Your Own Adventures books. They were sort of like D&D light, you know, because you got to choose what you wanted to do. You got to participate in the story. Yeah, it was a little on rails, but it always wet my whistle for Gray, also hyperspace. It always wet my whistle for those type of adventures. So they sort of were like my gateway drug for it was my gateway drug for Adventure Tales. So there is, I know. I'm still trying to figure that out. There is a pretty decent delay. And I've got it set to not have a delay, so I'm not sure exactly what's causing that. So Captain Pennsylvania says, I want one of those trays. Cap, you're going to have one coming to you. You got one coming. So we are going to start off on page 1, obviously. So at the beginning of this book, there was a special warning. Here we go. Many scientists think that they have some idea of the size of the universe, how long ago it came into existence, and when it might end, but no one can say whether ours is the only universe or whether there's an infinite number of universes. If there is an infinite number, then some of them may be very much like our own. Now keep in mind this was written back in the late 80s, early 80s, I think. So it was ahead of its time. Professor Carl Zinka has devoted his life to finding out whether other universes exist outside of our own time and space. You are about to be drawn into his quest. To do so, you will have to enter hyperspace. Hyperspace is so strange that it almost cannot be described in words. Some people believe that hyperspace is a 4-dimensional space. It may be even stranger than that. It may involve a world or 5 or 6 more dimensions. Certainly the laws of science may be different there. This makes it possible to travel to other universes, and in an instant, instead of many hundreds of years, it would take to get there by traveling through the 3rd dimension. One thing seems certain. Hyperspace is the only means by which we could reach another universe, or something in another universe could reach us. What is it like to be in hyperspace? There are many possibilities, more than we can even imagine. To get one idea of what it might be like, imagine that you are an ant and that you have spent your entire life inside a large balloon. The inside of that balloon is your entire universe. Suddenly the balloon bursts, and in that moment you have entered hyperspace. Are you ready to begin your adventure? I hope so, because it's about to begin. Are you with me so far, ladies and gentlemen? Ever since Professor Carl Zinka moved into your neighborhood, you have been waiting to meet him. You've seen him a few times out for a stroll, puffing on his white clay pipe. A strange-looking little man with a few stringy hairs on his head and a gray beard cut in the shape of a triangle. People say that he's a mathematical genius. You wonder what he does all day. One afternoon you have a chance to find out, for you happen to be passing his house and is he returning from his walk. Come in, I'm glad to meet you, he says. When you introduce yourself, he says, I've been so busy I haven't had time to talk to any of my neighbors. Shaking hands, you say, I'm glad to meet you too, Professor. I've been curious about your work. The professor smiles. My work is not easy to describe. Only a few people can understand it. But wait, I'll be right back. The professor hurries into another room, almost tripping over his calico cat. A moment later, he reappears with a book. There's a twinkle in his eyes as he hands it to you. Even if you don't understand higher mathematics, I think you will find this interesting. Would you like to borrow it? You glance at the cover of the book. Its title is Hyperspace. If you take the book and thank him and leave, turn to page 3. If you stay and talk some more, turn to page 6. So, do you want to stay and take the book? Turn to page 3. If you want to take the book and thank him and leave, turn to page 3. If you want to stay and talk some more, turn to page 6. So what do you find folks want to do? I know there's a delay, so I'll give you all a couple seconds to answer. So I know dead air is not a really good thing, but, you know. One day I'm going to figure out this, delay. I think there's got to be a way to shorten it. So, Dr. Triangle Beard, definitely up to no good. Yes, I agree, Lisa. I don't trust Dr. Triangle Beard. I didn't trust him back in the day. I certainly don't trust him now. Look, it's invisible. That's crazy. All right, Gray. Take it easy. I'll see you soon. I'll get those pictures to you. Gray and I are working on a super secret project. So I can't tell you what it is because it's super serial and super secret. So we are going to take the book, thank him, and leave. We're going to page 3. Back home, you prop yourself up with some cushions and start to read the book. Imagine that you are absolutely flat and that you live on a flat surface. You can travel backwards and forwards and sideways, but never up and down. In fact, you never even know what up and down is. Yep. See, you never even know what up and down is. Of course, in the real world, you can move backwards and forwards and up and down, but imagine there's still another way you could travel, a way that cannot even be described. If you could travel in that way, you would be in hyperspace. You look up for a moment and blink. This book is a little strange. You wonder whether it's worth reading on to the next page or whether you should skip ahead a few pages and look for some real action. If you read on to the next page, turn to 4. If you skip ahead, turn to 10. Ladies and gentlemen, while you're doing that, I think I'm going to intersperse a little advice for D&D while we're waiting to decide on what we want to do. So I was thinking today about what the difference is between video games and Dungeons and Dragons. And of course, there's the obvious differences. But the other one I was thinking, like the D&D is like cooking. It's like an art. There's so much that goes into it, where if you take a look at something like a video game, basically you're throwing stats up against another person's stats, and that's more like baking. The difference between baking and cooking is often described as the difference between art and science. So so I guess what I'm trying to say is the reason that I enjoy playing D&D, and the reason I know a lot of you do, is because the immersive nature of D&D and the fact that you can take these ideas that are the rules. You can take these ideas that are the rules that are in all these books, and you can expand upon them and build off of them, and you're not stuck throwing stats up against somebody else's stats and just having it turn out predictably. So that is just a little short thought that I was thinking today, where somebody asked me the difference between D&D and video games. So we're gonna skip ahead. So let's see. Okay, so let's skip ahead. We're gonna turn to page 10. So, thank you, Letha. OP Slash in the house, mother suckers. What's up, Slash? How are you? Okay, page 10. It was a good idea to turn to this page. You can tell that you're in for plenty of action. And, much to your surprise, the page is set up like a choose your own adventure book. Boy, it's getting meta in here. Slash, in case you're wondering, we're playing a little choose your own adventure game. So we're reading this choose your own adventure book called Hyperspace. So that's what was going on right about now. So the book says, imagine that your spacecraft has just entered hyperspace. You read. You streak through a black hole and instantly enter another universe. You're in a new state of existence where even the laws of physics are different. Suddenly, 3 disc-shaped craft close in on you. They must take you for an intruder. Quickly, you activate the radio and shout into the transceiver. Don't fire! I come in friendship. Yeah. Oh, Slash, don't worry about it, man. I was late myself. So we're going to turn to page 14. Today's a late day, Slash. It's a light day. We're not doing a whole lot. We're just pretty much hanging out and chilling because I got started late. It's been a long day. I built some things. Okay, we're on page 14. You hear an unintelligible squawk in reply. No chance for communication. They're not human. They must think you're a space invader, and there's no way you can tell them you're friendly. You've got to act fast. All right, so we got some choices here, ladies and gentlemen. If you open fire, turn to page 7. If you hold your fire and try to maneuver safely past the oncoming craft, turn to page 18. If you reverse your course and try to get back through the black hole, turn to page 19. So we got page 7, page 18, and page 19. I'm going to sneeze. Gene, good evening. Did you build a shrine to Ezra? No, I didn't build a shrine today. I know, I built, I guess you guys didn't see it if you're just coming in. Slash, Gene, did you guys see what we built? So, I'm going to show you anyway. So, I made this dice tray that we're giving away for 100 subs. Once we get there, just as a thank you. And I built this super uber duper duper deluxe one. Thank you, Lisa. And I built this one too. It's got some doors on it. You open it up. There's a place for you to roll your dice on the inside and down the bottom here. There's a place you can store your player's handbook and a notebook or whatever you want. So those are the things that I built today. So yeah, that took up a lot of time, which I didn't get a chance to do a whole lot of show prep. So we're reading some hyperspace. So again, if you open fire, turn to page 7. If you hold your fire and try to maneuver safely past the oncoming craft, page 18. If you try to go back through the black hole, page 19. So I think we should open fire. What does everybody say? Sweet man Thorn, hell of a craftsman. Hey, you know us dwarfs, baby. We're hella craftsmen. I built that down in the lonely mountain. All right, let's do this. This is going to be the last page for tonight, so let's see what happens. We're going to turn to page 7 and open fire. You hate to do it, but it's self-defense. Your laser-driven impulse cannon selects its targets. You obliterate the enemy craft one by one. You're thankful to have survived. Your autocraft must have had a very advanced design. At the same time, you feel sick at having destroyed the other spacecraft and their pilots. How strange that they didn't burst into flames or crash. They just disappeared. And now something... Let's see, I missed it. Now something even stranger is happening. A lush meadow is visible below, and your spacecraft is gently descending forward as it is guided by an unseen hand. Moments later, you and your craft lands so precisely that it takes you a minute to realize what has happened. Wearily, you open the canopy and step out. 3 other spacecraft are resting nearby. They look like the ones you shot down, or rather the ones that disappeared when you shot at them. You have an eerie feeling that somehow they are the very same craft. Lisa says, no communication through interpretive dance option? I wish. Love interpretive dance. And page 46, the alien pilots are standing nearby, vaguely human-like, covered with short, sleek hair. They smile and wave their arms. One of them steps forward. He bows as if he were a welcome hero. In his hands, a shiny black object shaped like a clam. It emits a loud musical tone as a computer voice speaks. Congratulations. You have won the battle. You have conquered the kingdom. You will be ruler of the world. Trinity, you're not missing much, buddy. Page 54. Perhaps you should feel great upon hearing these words. Oh, no, wait a minute. I did the voice when I shouldn't have done the voice. Perhaps you should feel great upon hearing these words, but instead you feel sad. You hardly made an effort to speak as the aliens lift you on their shoulders and carry you across the field to an ivory courtyard beyond which lays a marble hall. Suddenly they take you inside of the cool, cavernous buildings and set you up on a gold and silver throne. It is all so astonishing that you can't think straight. What do you mean I am the ruler of this world, you finally ask. Wait, it would mean in any universe, the tiny what it would mean in any universe, the tiny computer replies. First of all, you must stay in this marble palace. Each day, you must shake hands with visiting lords and talk with them about nothing. You must never go without 12 guards to protect you. You must travel only in long, pitch-black cars. You must never drive yourself. You must pretend to be happy. You must always... I don't want to be the ruler. You interrupt. Turn to page 49. I'm not skipping out on choices here. It's really just... This is just what they're telling you to do. The aliens scowl and shake your hands. One of them steps forward and points a long, thin finger at you. His stern, round eyes burn into yours, and his voice is cold as steel. He seizes the computer from his console and thrusts it towards you. You start to speak, but are silenced by the loud musical tone, then by these words. You defeated our patrol ships. You showed yourself to be a conqueror. Justice requires that you will be our ruler. No, please, you shout, but the aliens have already placed you in a heavy gold crown upon your head. And heavy is the head that wears a crown. The end. Yes, exactly, Lisa. You are a ceremonial figurehead with no real authority. Go greet them visitors that come through the gateway every day. Make no real decisions that affect no real chains across the universe. Congratulations. You failed upwards. All because you had to fire on some ships. So that's one choice we made in hyperspace. Now, of course, there's other choices. And we're not going to get into any of those today. So, but yeah, that was interesting. Let's see. I tell you what. We are going to take a look at something real quick. Had anybody heard of what's going on in 2 weeks in regards to the D&D world? Anybody know? We're going to take a look at the official Wizards of the Coast website because Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons are having their very own online convention, not this coming weekend, but next weekend. So, Wizards of the Coast, D&D online con. Yeah, I blame Dr. Tanglebeard. Yes, at least the live event. They're going to events and conventions. So let's see. Here we go. No, that's not it. That's PAX East. Events. D&D celebration. All right, let's go take a look at that screen. Here we go. D&D celebration, September 18th through 20th, 2020. Gather your party and join the adventure at D&D Celebration 2020, an online gaming event open to all fans all over the world. Celebrate the release of Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden with a weekend of Icewind Dale themed virtual play sessions and help us create the biggest virtual tabletop role-playing game ever. Fans will also get the chance to preview some content from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, the forthcoming book, featuring massive rules options, subclasses, and more for the 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons game. Watch feature play sessions with D&D luminaries and learn something new with a slate of panels led by D&D design teams and a community. Get online, take a seat at the table, and let's play with each other. I mean, let's play together. Yeah, that's what it was. So, let's see. So, we're going to take a look at register for the games through the D&D Celebration event portal. Let's see. Celebrate. For more information. So, pre-register here. Let's see if they have any still available. Because the last time I checked, there weren't. So, there weren't that many left. So, D&D Celebration, Friday, September 18th. So, we got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's take a look at what they have available on Friday. Let's see. Playing at D&D Celebration. Our official events feature D&D Adventures League play. So, does anybody know what Adventures League is? Basically, it's the codified rule system that you can take anywhere and play at anybody's table. It's basically everything that's in the D&D books, nothing homebrewed, nothing from Unearthed Arcana, nothing from any online resources. It has to come straight out of the books from Wizards of the Coast. That's Adventures League play. Official D&D events require a Wizards account for play. The account you need to enter the access the Yarning portal. So you should all be set if you want to enter your account details. Yada yada yada. Okay. So all the games for D&D Celebration are low-level characters, 1st through 4th. D&D Celebration marks the start of a new season, and your character must either be a new character or have only participated in the preview games at D&D Live 2020. If you don't have a character, you should create a new first-level character using the rules for D&D Adventures League character creation. Most information on character creation for the season will be available soon, so check back or follow us on Discord. The D&D Discord channel kind of is lackluster. So... Oh, Danny's here. Hey, Danny, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, Danny. Threw open a stream after debate 8 and got rated. So I was having a blast over there and lost track of time. Oh, no worries, Danny. We're just BSing, looking at the Wizards of the Coast D&D Celebration page. So look at this. Ice Road Trackers, an introductory adventure for the Rime of the Frostmaiden D&D Adventures League. It is designed for characters 1 to 2 and comprises of 4 episodes, each playable in 60 to 90 minutes. I always wonder how they figure that out. With as open-ended as D&D is, like, how do they ever really nail that down? So that's sold out. Table 2, Ice Road Trackers, sold out. That one's played on Fantasy Grounds. Table 3, Ice Road Trackers, Roll 20, sold out. Table 4, sold out. 5, sold out. 6, sold out. All these sellouts. So let's see what is available. Man, there are a lot of people. You're talking this 30, 31, 33, 34, 36, 38, 40. The list goes on and on. Okay, I'm just going to scroll down to the first available table, because so far I'm not seeing anything. Okay, 92. And people say D&D's dead. Okay, here we go. Table 99, a Discord game, is available. Table 99, DAL 1000 Ice Road Trackers. Let's view details for that. Let's see. Okay, so here is the event. A trek towards Icewind Dale turns deadly when an avalanche blocks the hero's passage through the spine of the world. The spine of the world is the northern reach of Faerun. Separates the northern part. It's basically like not the North Pole. It's just sort of the North Pole. Just short of the North Pole. Let's see. The avalanche blocks the hero's passage through the spine of the world. Rescued by a menagerie of strange creatures, which is probably 3 kobolds in a trench coat, the heroes are asked to return the favor in exchange for answers about what is happening in the cold and frozen north. An introductory adventure from the Rime of the Frostmaiden D&D Adventures League season is optimized for first-level characters and comprises 4 episodes. We saw that before, okay. Which adventure you will play will be determined by the players and Dungeon Master when you join the session, and depends largely on which of the 4 adventures have already been played by those players present, so don't be late. When your player's game starts, join the virtual event here. We will go live and take you to the starting page for the game to help expedite the process and make sure you have any accounts needed. Okay, so on and so forth. Let's see how much. We're gonna log into purchase tickets just to see how much it is. Don't look at my password. Let's see. Authorize. Sorry, registration is currently closed. Oh, okay. So it's closed. All right. Did I miss something? Is it the 18th already? Did I miss that? Okay. So let's take a look at the schedule. There's got to be some other stuff here. Okay, so here's a schedule of events that are not games, okay? So Friday, September 17th, 7:45 a.m. an introduction by host Ellie Osselwood. 8 a.m. D&D live game Oxventure. 10 a.m. a panel. It just says Dungeons and Dragons. So that Dungeons and Dragons and 10 a.m. panel, it says, with a brand new adventure kicking off and a massive new rules update, D&D has something for every gamer, whether player or DM. Principal game designers Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins sit down with Ellie Osleywood for an insider's guide to Icewind Dale Rime of the Frostmaiden, the upcoming Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and more. I'm probably saying Ellie's name wrong, so I'm just going to call her Ellie from here on out. Okay. So, and yeah, that's Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins. So, I may take some time out at work and watch that. So that sounds pretty interesting because I'm really excited about Rime of the Frostmaiden and Tasha's Cauldron and everything. Remind me before the end of the stream to tell you the one thing that I wholeheartedly believe you will not find in Tasha's Cauldron of anything. If anybody's curious, just ask me. But I'll tell you before the end of the stream. There's one thing I don't believe you're going to find at all in there, no matter how hard you look. So, that's 8 a.m. 10 a.m. panel. Oh, that's sorry, the 10 a.m. panel. 11 a.m. D&D live game, How We Roll. I don't know who's running that. The 1 p.m. panel, Adventurers Wanted Live. So, Adventures Wanted Live. Find out all about the newest D&D organized play. So you find out all about all the newest news about D&D's organized play, D&D's Adventures League. It's time for news stories, information about the next campaign setting, and all updates to the Adventures League guidelines. Join our discussion and catch a sneak peek for what's to come. Moderator is Amy Lynn Duzura. Panelists Matt Crook, Claire Hoffman, and Ladita. I don't know these names, so yeah. Danny, who's hanging out? Second Street Marvel, are you playing D&D with us? Did I miss gameplay? No, Danny, we're not doing any gameplay tonight. Gameplay is going to be a completely different stream. Tonight's just going over some random stuff. But, Danny, if you're interested in playing at some point, we can work something out if you want to do some live gameplay. I wouldn't mind getting a just maybe like one-shots with a whole bunch of people that are always in chat. Trinity says, I don't know how to play D&D. If only you knew somebody who could teach you. We should probably at some point, seeing as how I am a D&D channel, like really like roll it back you know, roll it back and actually teach people how to play. That's one thing, because I forget, like, you know, a lot of people don't know how to play. So, okay, so we're gonna do 2 p.m. D&D live game, A Darkened Wish. 4 p.m. panel, Invisible Dragons, Designing Mental Health Adventures. Designing Mental Health Adventures. So 4 p.m. Tackling mental health awareness is always a challenge, but through D&D and with caring approach, it can be an adventure. Join a crew of experienced mental health experts and advocates as they speed build the structure for mental health themed adventure with your participation. What exactly does mental health themed adventure mean? Yeah, Josh from the Nerds is here. Do a stream where you make characters with people. I actually would like to do that, and I haven't done it, and obviously I haven't done it. I wanted to do that. We are going to do that once we get finished building the campaign setting. We're going to have to go in and build the players that are going to be playing in that world. So at some point we are going to get to that, but we should probably do it separate, above and beyond as well. Lisa, I'm looking forward to the High Rollers game, this event. They're my favorite D&D stream. Oh, where are they playing? So let's see. I'm still curious. I have to look and see what designing mental health adventures are. So do it. Do it. Danny Arn says, Burke the Nerd is doing a homebrew on his Twitch soon. Marvel-based. Uh-oh. I'm supposed to be a guest star as side characters. I got to get you to guest star, too. They got to watch what Burke's doing over there. I don't want him to dang up on my chammies. Just conquer the asylum of crazies. Yes, Gene. I've already been there. I've done that. Okay, so let's see. 5 p.m. D&D game, Rivals of Waterdeep. Let's see, that's 7 p.m. panel, How to Become a D&D Designer. So 7 p.m. So you want to share your adventure with the world, but don't know how to start. Join several Dungeon Masters Guild community authors as they discuss how they approach creating and publishing their content. Includes a Q&A with the community. Moderator Lisa Penrose, panelists Justice Armand, Celeste Konowich, and Ashley Warren. I wonder if some of these names are real. So that is something I'm extremely interested in watching, because I would love to have some things fully published on the DMs Guild. Okay, so Saturday, September 19th. It starts at 9:45 a.m. again. D&D live game at 8. 11 a.m. panel, Behind the Screen DM Roundtable. And that is a gathering of epic storytellers listening to tips, advice, and tales from some of the most notable dungeon masters in our community. So that's Kelly Lynn DeAngelo, panelist Travis McElroy, Brennan Lee Mulligan, Satine Phoenix, Dave Walters, and Deborah Ann Wool. So there's some notable names missing from there, and I don't need to tell you who they are, but there's some names missing there if you're talking about DMs of the DMs of the day, so to speak. 12 p.m. D&D live game. 3 p.m. What it means to be a bard, the panel. Finally, in this world, the bard is getting some love. What does it mean to be a bard? Bards throughout history have been the storytellers that shape entire cultures and societies with their words and their song. We shall dissect the very meaning of the word and break down the truths around the class, both in-game and out. Moderator Omega Critical Bard Jones, panelists Christina Ariel, Kelly Butler, Lauren Urban, and Eugenio Vargas. I loved bards when I was a kid. I love bards even more now, especially College of Whisperers bard. Ooh, if nobody knows what College of Whisperers bards are. Danny Orange, bruh, I'm a real life bard. I bet that mustache could tell stories, bro. What? What? Them's fighting words. What? You don't like bards, Lisa? What's wrong with birds? Birthdays. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate that. Josh, I'm not here, man. All right, so that was Saturday. So Sunday, September 19th, this thing wraps up. So 7:45 again opening. Then there's your High Rollers game, Lisa. Those are some awesome DMs in that panels. Yeah, Deborah Ann Wool. I really like Deborah Ann Wool's games, but of course, there's some missing, like Joe Manganiello, or Joey Mans, as I like to call him. Love Joey Mans. Don't let that get out though. He's the second sexiest man in D&D. All right, so we got the High Roller game that Lisa was interested in. 10 a.m. the panel, inclusive dungeon design for the intrepid adventurer. Whether you're an apprentice abjurer building your first tower or a veteran vampire lord constructing yet another catacomb, dungeon design can seem daunting. In under an hour, Jennifer Kretschmeyer, D&D Beyond Silver and Steel, Mackenzie DeArmas, and Matt Colville DMs Kingdom of Wayfair, Alicia Marie, DC's Fandom. Oh, a Fandom tie-in. Elsa Sunjensen, the Fate Accessibilities Toolkit, and Sarah Tompkins, the Combat Wheelchair. That thing's neat. If nobody's looked at the Combat Wheelchair, take a look at the Combat Wheelchair. It is, it stirred a lot of controversy, which I thought was ridiculous that people found a Combat Wheelchair controversial. But anyway, side note, will help you navigate the pitfalls both figuratively and trap varieties while creating playable dungeon with emphasis on accessible design. Bring your own beholder. Wait a minute. Let's do a character creation stream. Jason set it up. Got to go for now. All right. You know what, Josh, since you asked for it, we will do a special character creation stream. And I will also talk to you about setting up the conversation about the Magic the Gathering and D&D melding that's in process. Deal? We'll talk about it. We'll get it done. We'll do special, and we won't do it 10 o'clock at night. So, by the way, 11:30. It's good to see you here, but when we do it, we'll do it at 8:30, 9 o'clock on a special day so more people can come. Because I know it's late for a lot of people, especially on a weekday. People are getting old nowadays, School's back in session. So, all right. That was take it easy, Josh. Thank you very much for stopping by. Let's see. So let's see. Don't you hide from me. All right. So sorry, I lost my play here. That was the inclusive dungeon design for the Intrepid Adventure. Okay. So 11 a.m. D&D live game Realm Smith. 1 p.m. panel weaving Asian stories. Asian themes in tabletop RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons are usually characterized by two words: exotic and mysterious. How do you go beyond those terms? How do you break free of harmful Asian stereotypes at your gaming table? The Asians Represent podcast and friends will discuss how to more positively navigate Asian cultures in D&D game design, narrative representation, and ethical gameplay. Moderator Daniel Kwan, panelists Ahmad Ajibar, Steve Hunyan, oh god, I'm murdering these names, Amar Ajiz, and Pamela Punzalian. Man, I just nailed it. I'm guessing they won't be reviewing Oriental Adventures in that panel. So, let's see. D&D live gameplay Dice Stormers. And 4 p.m. panel inside the D&D studio. Where does Dungeons & Dragons go from here? How does the Dungeons & Dragons team decide what products make it and what settings to visit and why to push Magic the Gathering above some of their other settings that they already have in their hip pocket? In order to further the game, moderator Elsie Osili Wood sits down with Director of Product Management Liz Shu and Executive Producer Ray Winninger. These names are killing me this evening, guys. I'm not even kidding. Hey, Jason. Hey, Lunga, what's up, buddy? How are you doing this evening? Good to see you. You're here in just in time to hear me murder some more names. Whew. I'm rolling a nat 1 on pronunciation today. That's crazy. Okay, sorry. what name? Winginger? Yeah. For behind the scenes discussion about continuing creation and stewardship of Dungeons and Dragons. So that closes out the D&D celebration on September 20th. So what do you guys think? Would you be interested if I spent some time narrating some of these panels? Some of them seem pretty interesting. Some of them less so, covering some of the live play. I'm assuming it's, look, you see, all times Pacific. Okay, all times Pacific time. Okay, so that gives me even more time. Ooh, 8, 9, 10. So that's the Acquisitions Incorporated game. I would love to see that. That's late on Friday, September 18th. So I'm thinking about covering it. Let me know what you guys think. Would you be interested in watching some of it? Let's go back here. So let's see, Danny Orange. I did win like something with your trivia question for last week. I forgot what you said, what it is now. Danny, yes, I am. Well, I could do it here. Danny Orange got the question correctly with what was the setting that Dave Arneson developed. Dave Arneson, of course, was Gary Gygax's partner, and the answer was Blackmore. Danny Orange, you, in addition to getting time in our play-in campaign that we're building right here, you actually get an additional hour. So for tonight, you have 3 hours because you stayed here and hung out. Now you have an additional hour. You have 4 hours to spend in the campaign that we are building. For those of you who are new here, what we're doing, and we may not do it tonight because it's late, we are building a campaign from scratch. In fact, let's go take a look at the Incarnate map now. So we are building a campaign from scratch. Here is our land right now. All I want is for my group to be able to play more. After last night, I want to play ASAP. It's addictive. I absolutely love playing. Absolutely love playing one guy. I don't play enough, but then I play too much. So that's hard to say. So this is the world that we're making right now. This is Incarnate. This is our map. So we're doing an island setting, mostly islands. The name of the land so far is Nerdvosa. That's just the temporary name. But we've got the 4 islands that are named here. Tanglewood, Thirst Haven, Marrowstone, Cindershore, and the Verholt Conclave. Those are some of the names we have here. We started building some of the land. It is going to be a Magitech setting, and what is going to happen is once we build the land, we're going to start populating cities. We're going to build up to the point where we're going to create 4 characters on stream, and everybody who has spent time in the chat when we've been building it or have come to hang out, they've all accrued a certain amount of hours to play in the campaign, and people will come in, rotate in and out, play those characters, just so everybody can get like a different feel. Like, you know, everybody can play the characters differently. And yeah, we're just all gonna have a good time as a group. So if you've spent any time here tonight or any time here any other time, I have it logged in my computer. You have a certain amount of hours already in for playing. How this ties back into what we we're just talking about, Danny, because you answered the question correctly, has gotten an extra hour. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because I started late tonight and we've already gone an hour and 12 minutes, I am going to have to say goodbye to all of you this evening without actually having done a single thing on our lands. Yeah, and that's because I am horrible at time management. I apologize about that, but you all get time tonight banked anyway. So what did we do tonight? Well, we saw that I built some stuff, which was pretty cool. We took a look at hyperspace, and just right here, we read a little bit out of hyperspace. we took a look at the Ravenloft module, Ship of Horrors from 1991. And we took a look at the dice tray box, which we're giving away as a thank you at 100 subs. Just a thank you, not a bribe. And we looked at the Super Duper Deluxe box. That's pretty cool. So the one thing I didn't get to that I wanted to talk about was this right here, Mystic Odyssey of Theros, but we'll do that some other time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. I appreciate it so much. I'm new here, and I'm still learning, and I thank you all for hanging out and putting up with me. And as I like to say, everybody, I'll see you next week. And in the game of life, may you always roll with advantage. I'll catch you guys next time.